Okay, awesome. Getting in here. Let's see. Where do I want to start? First, let's get Unity up and running. And then I will talk about this weekend. This past weekend, we made it to DreamHack. Didn't expect to make it to DreamHack at all. I was on the wait list and we got called in at the very last minute. So thankful that we did because I learned so much good feedback from allowing users to play test the game. It was really awesome. Let me get this going and talk a little bit more about that. Pulling Unity up right now. All right, while that's booting up, yeah, let's talk about it. So there was two major takeaways from the playtesting. The biggest takeaway was level design. When I originally created, there's really only two levels. There's easy level, more difficult level, and then I made those into night levels. So if you're playing the game, you can basically choose up to 4 levels, but there's basically just 2, and they have some different visuals. With that said, when I built those levels, one was literally a last-ditch effort to have something ready for conventions like DreamHack, and so I put it together in like a week. Like, there was very little insight to, hey, how does this impact the player? How does it impact the bots? What's the impacts, etc. And I mean, that's why it's a difficult level, is because it was thrown together so quickly. But even the level that had taken my time to think through and put together really slowly, it looks great, but there's not a whole lot of thought into what the impact is to the player. And so from the playtesting, I learned as I'm doing level design in the future, I have to know the significance of each and every placement of the items. For an example, I can't have a ramp that launches you in the air. You then can't control where you're going, and it throws you into the woods, basically, a set of trees. But then you have to find your way out. Like that was pretty crappy for players. It did happen a lot. It wasn't like it was purposely done like that. It basically, you'd have a line of trees and then they'd fall slightly into that line of trees. But when they fell into those line of trees, it was pretty challenging to get out of that. Just because the way the trees were placed, you'd be bouncing off multiple trees. It wasn't pretty. So with all that said, the level design needs to really be considered in the sense of, hey, when a player jumps, I want to have less trees that they can fall into, and it needs to be not on a turn. On turns, they're going to automatically be coming out of a turn and maybe like fly off in an off direction. Whereas I really want jumps to be, okay, you have an opportunity to go straight, you jump, you fly, and you continue to go straight until you land. And that might be, it may be around the track where you're not going to pick up items, or you're going to miss a pickup of a point multiplier or something like that, but it doesn't like destroy the play of the game. So that's one of the big takeaways, was level design. Make sure that players aren't getting punished essentially for things that they couldn't control or couldn't see. And when I originally designed the levels, even the first one that I placed, it was like not in that kind of mindset. I wasn't scrutinizing how does this impact the players. So that's one of the biggest feedback items. The other feedback item was player feel. People, they want to be able to charge their jump. Like when they hit the jump button, the player will, what do they do? They squat down, I guess, to lower the longer you charge, the lower they'll squat down on a snowboard, and when they release the jump, then they'll pop out of that. Whereas right now, the jump is just a tap, and the board automatically pops up. So really wanted a lot of people that wanted change for the player control feel. Hopefully that makes sense, and I get that. You know, there was a lot of make the animation snappier. Some items, it wasn't clear what they were doing when players were using them. There are things like the squid in Mario Kart. Like, I don't even know. I have to go back and do some research, but you know, it impacts players out off into the distance, and so I don't know what feedback the player himself would get from using a squid type item. I have ideas of how I will handle that in my game in Slopeside Kings, but that was another request. Was like, hey, what is the feedback when I do these items, or you know, give me some kind of feedback when I use these items. That's all well and good. Let's go ahead and get started. I've got Unity up and running, and what I'm going to focus on today is really bugs. Here's a laundry list of bugs. I typed it out, keep myself on track. And so aside from the big things, like I said, the player feel and level design, there were some noticeable bugs. Nothing that was breaking the game, but things that truly need to be fixed. So that's what I'll be focusing on now. The first thing up is whenever the player would crash, for some reason, every time they got up, they would start moving in the opposite direction. So I don't know what was going on there. Let's dive into it and see if we can get this thing going. And I'm starting up my Visual Studio. Let's see if that comes up. It always wants to hide. There we go. Is that using the full screen? It doesn't look like it is. I'll move it to the middle. I don't know what's happening. I'm going to call it done with that. Mic. Yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. That'll work. Yeah, I think we're good. All right, let's check this out. What I think I want to do is take a look at the physics handler and see what happens when we're in the crash state. The debug here to see. I'm curious what do I want to put here? Maybe for the velocity, I guess. Yeah. Actually, also want to see, are they in the switch stance? What stance is it? Are they at player stance? We got the switch. Go with velocity. I want to see if there's anything in here that tells it like, hey, you were in the crash state, now do this after being in the crash state. Let me do a couple more searches here. No. Don't have a lot of faith that's going to get us where we need to be. Let me see. This is like, where is this coming from? Player physics handler. I had some other comments. Where is that? I think it was under player controller. All right, let's give this a shot.
Three, two, one.
Audio down just a little bit. All right, I'll see if I can show you guys what's going on. It helps if I turn my controller on, but I don't need it. Let's take a look. Player. So we've got some rays here that show the board direction is this blue one, and the finish line is this red one, or at least the direction of the finish line. So basically, I want to have like something that says, hey, board direction is wrong, you need to go the other direction. And I don't know if it was that guy knocking into me or not, but actually facing the right way, which is not normal. It normally faces the other direction. Let me see if my debugs tell me anything. It did say it switched for a little bit. Looks like it may have rotated the forward direction there. True, 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 true. It shows false. Let's see. Why does it show false? Gonna crash again? Maybe. See right there, it shows switch is true, and you can see I'm going the wrong direction now. So why is that? Velocity is 0. That's weird. Why is it saying my velocity is 0? It says my stance is not switch, which that's not correct. I am gonna switch stance. Let me crash and see what happens. Says I'm not switched. Okay. Nope, not that. Okay, so my board direction is correct. So this time I should go off in the right direction. Yep, it does. My camera's all janky, but that's all right. Let's see. Nothing really changed here in the comments. Or logs, sorry. It's telling me direction is this, board direction is that, and the dot product is a little greater than 0. Not much. It's at least positive. Was the dot product ever negative? Collapse this, see if that gives us anything. See, you've got this once the dot product is negative. Change board direction. That is what it should have done. Let's see if they're in the right place though. There's gotta be an easier way. Gotta be an easier way. I can see it. So it does change the board direction there. right around here. Slope direction. It's positive, it doesn't change it, and then it proceeds to go the wrong direction. Man, I don't know. I think I might be barking up the wrong tree. But this is definitely outlining the problem. The fix, I'm not sure of. Just checking if I'm riding regular. Okay, he gets back up. That was normal. I don't see anything changing the board direction. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, this is a normal stance, crashing. And what I would expect to see. That's not what I expected to see. Alright, let's try this. Now I'm riding goofy, crash. Yeah, see, like he does that rotation thing and pops up. It's like, what is that? What is driving that? So I'm riding goofy uphill for some reason. And now I'm riding regular downhill. Goofy uphill. My brain is breaking. I don't know what's causing that. All right, let's see. Is there anything in the model handler that's telling me to do some weird flip like that? Physics handler, landing assistant handler. I don't think it's in here. We'll see. Could it be something like this that's doing that? Predict normal, da 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 da. You know what? Find out. Easy enough test. Wait, before we continue on, I'm going to put on the hot reload. Where's that? Where's that? Hopefully we can make changes on the fly and just test them quickly. If I can figure out this bug for the stream, that'll be amazing. This bug is a pain in my butt. Boom.
3, 2, 1, go! Oh.
All right, well, that's a pretty quick answer. It's like, no, not that. That is so crazy to me. And I'm gonna go the other direction. Then I'm gonna smash my face. And then I'm gonna go the other direction. Alright, well, it's pretty easy to see that this wasn't it. I can close that. Let's try to find that model handler again. Input, fixed time. Does the player input have anything to do with? I'm just gonna see, does it have anything to do with direction? Handle rotation brake? I wonder if this what's going on. Where's my references? Who's using that? Hmm. Handle braking is braking. It's not really braking though. It's like crashing. Well, let me take this out. Let's see. I always forget I gotta minimize that window. Got no brakes. No brakes.
Oh. Oh.
Gonna be a very entertaining stream. It's a seesaw. Okay, let me minimize that so you can actually see my Visual Studio. And this did not fix anything. All right, let's go back up here, do another search. All right, handle rotation brake. Well, that is not causing the issue. Apply rotation brake. Who's calling this? Okay, that's not gonna be that one. High rotation X axis. I hope this is not the issue. If this is the issue, I'm like gonna be screwed. But I do know where these are referenced. So let's kill these one at a time. Unreferenced.
Oh.
That's interesting.
Oh.
Okay. It may have been a one-off. Yeah. It looks like it is. That's unfortunate. Okay. Let's try the other one. Piano boost, handle apex, da da da. Okay, those are for tricks. Evaluate combo, more tricks, camera. Okay. Don't think it's going to be in this section. But it's one of those you gotta try. Going uphill. Up, 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 up. Okay. Player input handler is not where we're having issues. Player model. I wonder if it's in here. I don't think so, though. I don't think this has anything to do with direction at all. Current direction. Okay, well, maybe I'm lying. If the player is not dead, do this. Backlight smooth up vector. Animate the crashed player. Okay, those are to make sure the player rotates the right direction and they're not like doing something weird. Spin. They're not dead. This is what they would do normally, I guess. Okay, current up vector. We're gonna lerp to this, lerp to that. Current direction, player board direction. It could be something like this. It definitely could be this. And it's not air, and it's not locked. Then do this. Da da da. Keep character level, keep on line to the ground, set animation pose. Okay, let me slow this down a bit. Resolve if they're in the air. Where's this ending bracket? Where's that? It's like way over here. And this is like if they're on the ground. Side bomb, shaky, can be replaced, moment hard. No, drift landing. Okay, that's just setting the animation. That's not really helpful here. Update animation pose. Well, that certainly makes sense. I think something like this might help. Smooth up vector. That's on update. See, we're messing with the rotation, all this stuff. Right, I might play with this area quite extensively. But I think this is a good chance. This is where the problem lies. And I just realized you guys can see my editor. I hate that. Okay, going downhill now. Let's see, where does he go? Where does he go? Back uphill.
Ow.
Okay, that's a step in the right direction. And that is not. Let's see what I can change up without destroying the whole thing. Current up vector is equal to that. Rotate around hip. Honestly, all this seems fine. Because it's not really the rotation, it's really, you know, what direction are they moving? Where are they accelerating? So it almost has to be in the physics handler. I've messed with that quite a bit and I'm not seeing it. Looking for the rotate. Okay, that makes sense. I'm really about to break it. It's gonna look terrible. Okay, which direction are we going? Are we going uphill?
Oh.
Uh-oh. It's not Jack, but hey, we're actually going the right direction. That's a plus. No, no, there it goes. It's going the wrong direction now. Alright, I'm pretty sure it has nothing to do with this. It's just basically the rotation and the position of the model, but the physics is still going to be in the physics handler. Keep character level. That has to do with crashing. Line to the ground. That has to do with character crashing as well. Okay, I think I've done all I can in the model handler. Let's hit play, just make sure everything is still working. You're crazy, man. You're going backwards. You're crazy. It's gotta be in here. Let's see, what methods do we have? Player physics handler, that's just setting up the class. Get V change due to gravity. What is this for? What are we checking for? Sphere collider. What other colors can we use? Red is like all over the place. There's two grays. I don't know what magenta is. I don't know what that'll look like. But let's take a look. Magenta, magenta. What would magenta look like? Yellow, green, red. Wonder if it's the act of the crashing that's causing it to rotate like that. But see, it's already rotated in the right direction. I'm gonna crash and then hit. And now it's pointed that way. Oh. Why would crashing do that? I think I have some ideas. Let me minimize this. Go back to the code. Okay. Player physics handler. Da, da, da. This was not helpful. I don't even know what it did or if it did anything. Save that. This really didn't help me. I'm just gonna remove it. Okay, let's save that. And one more. Honestly, all this was stuff I was doing to test. I'm just going to comment it all out. Now I'm just going to see, where are we setting the board direction? Board direction. Yeah. Okay. Set board direction. See what references I have there. Got a few references. Player input. Handle rotation brake. We already know it's not that. Apply rotation brake. Not that one either. Apply rotation axis. And apply rotation Y axis. Okay, I don't think it's any of those. We can rule that out. Isn't this fun? This is so much fun. High rotation axis. What is this? I don't think this is it because I tested this out, I thought, and it didn't make a difference. think I already rolled that one out. Where is this? Okay, let's start. Not worried about that. Seems to be okay. Update switch state. Let's see what this does. All right, I like that already. Going the right way. Man, that's looking good. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Oh, you had to run it. You had to run it. Okay, well, I've seen enough. That is not the solution. Keep searching. Update board direction. What did I just comment out? It was update switch. Come on, man, you got this. Let's go. Oh, man. It's gonna make me cry. It looked like he hit the camera.
Oh. Oh.
Mm. Man, every time I think, yeah, he got it, it has to go and run it. All right, keep looking. Apply collision info. See, I could see it being here. Oh, you know what? See what this is. Redirect the board. Maybe this is what's happening. Like, I know why this is here. This is meant to, like, bounce you off walls and stuff. But if it pushes you into the crash state, I don't want this to happen. I'm just going to comment this out real quick, see if that takes care of it.
Oh.
Oops. Nope. It looks like I'm facing the wrong direction. Okay, still not working. It was worth a shot. Is there anything that's setting the board direction? This is setting the board direction. Board direction normalize. Look. What's this? Recast hit. Recast. Me updating the board direction and comment this out and see what happens. Alright, it's currently facing the right way. It's a good sign. Now it is not. Now it's facing the wrong direction. Son of a... Every crash it like flip-flops. Alright, we'll keep looking. Let's see. If switch, then go negative. If it's not switch, then go positive. I know that's accurate because this has been consistent. See if I can borrow this code. want to make sure everything's set up the way it should be. All right, I think it has to be in the physics handler. This vector 3 here is saying, or this dot product is saying, if the board direction is in line with the velocity, if it's not, it should be going, the force should be going the other direction, because okay. I think what might be happening is my brain is breaking. I honestly don't know what's going on. I thought maybe what was going on is the fact that we have this gizmo over here. Boom, boom, boom. That it's doing its own if statement, basically saying, hey, if it's switch, do the minus. Then over here, we've got the minus based on the same lines, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it's telling me, honestly. You know what? Yeah, no idea though. We can do the same thing that we've been doing. Just comment it out and see what happens.
Oh.
I think this may have fixed it. I mean, honestly, it makes sense that it would.
Oh.
But I know we've seen this several times before, and then suddenly it stopped working.
Oh.
So far, so good, though.
Oh.
All right, let's take a look at our ray. The ray says, hey, you should be going that way. Ray still looks good. Okay, here's Here's where I struggle. Let's try this now. Now we're switch. Yeah, see, we're switching now that the board is going uphill. Let's see. I feel like it's actually working correctly. The question is, how do I always keep it going the right direction? All right, let me clean up some of these debugs. I don't think this is helping me at all. Now that I know what it is, let me go take a look at it. Ground, ground, ground. Is it ever not ground? Better demand a crash. Yep, that makes sense. Ground, ground. Yeah, I have a theory that it's always gonna say ground because you're crashing on the ground. So not really useful there. Get rid of that. Get rid of this one. Is this still around? Nope. There we go. One more. That's all commented out. Okay. Yeah, that all makes sense. Let's clear this. And boom. Okay, let's go back into Visual Studio. And so I think the area to fix is definitely this. Like this if statement is not accurate. And I think it's not accurate because when you're picking up after a crash, the velocity is going to be 0. So I'm going to say like if that and the player controller is switch, or I commit to that. Let me take a look. What direction? See, that's normal. So it's not switch. Then do that. See if that gets it. That's so convoluted. I don't even know if it's right. It's like, man, breaks my brain. Nope, he's already going the wrong direction. It's okay. I want to do a couple more tests. Boom. Let's see which direction the board's facing. I said, the logic is so goofy. I don't know if I'm getting it right or not. So I think what I'm going to do is just change this to the opposite. So what this should be reading is if the direction of the board and player velocity is less than 0, which means they're opposite direction. And if the player is riding switch, then switch the direction of the velocity. That's what that says. But I don't know if that's what it should say. Let's try it. Crash. Let's see which direction the board is. Okay. The board is facing downhill, which is what we'd want. So he's going to go the right direction. That's all great. Technically, he's riding switch right now. Let's see which direction it is now. Yeah, see this. For whatever reason, the board is now facing opposite direction. Let's see what happens. Yep, and he's going uphill. So that ain't it. That sucks. I'm afraid I'm gonna have to like sit down with pen and paper and figure all this crap out. Should be an easier way though, right? Hey, is it pointed downhill? Yes or no? Is there anything I can do with this to make it work? I don't think so. Let me comment this out again. I want to pay attention to what the board does.
Oh.
Okay, the board is facing away from the direction I was going. Means I'm probably going to go up. Yep. But let me turn. I just want to see if it's something, the fact that I didn't change it.
Oh.
Didn't change the direction. Okay, the board is facing the right way. Board is still facing the right way.
Oh.
So I think part of the reasons my brain is breaking with all this is the flip-flopping of the board direction. Let me put a pause on that real quick. Okay, so here we're just gonna say, I don't care if the ride and switch, we're just always gonna do this. Now I'll be interested to see if it functions the way it did before. And just so I know, or so I can think about this correctly, let's take this back out. This being this stuff right here. Wasn't working anyways. Okay, I feel like we're on the right track. Feel it. I can feel it. Okay, he's riding regular. It's going uphill, and it's going uphill as well. That makes sense. See, I didn't go that direction, which is the behavior that we've been seeing. So now I'd expect to see, yep, still going that direction. And the real question now is, which direction is he going to go? Good.
Oh.
Don't know if I was expecting that. Okay, which direction? Ah, there he goes. Now he's going uphill. So still have the same issue, but at least the array is not flip-flopping. I think that might make things easier to understand. Not 100% sure. We shall see. All right, let me think about this. I wonder if I can always change. Wonder if I could swap out this velocity. For the direction. For the direction of the finish line. Because I feel like what's happening is going the other direction because that velocity is zero. It's zeroed out. And so it gets flip-flopped. something crazy here. Let's leave that as is. I think I had a reference to the finish line somewhere. Here we go. I'm just gonna log it out. It's basically in the forward direction, right? I mean, that's pretty much what it is. I'm going to take out the velocity. Actually, I'm going to leave that code there and rewrite it just so I know what the original was. That is less than 0. And multiply by that. Don't need all this. I can just say vector 3 dot forward. All right, let's see what that does. Please fix it. Please. Please. I don't want to do it anymore. Don't make me do it. Oh, that's looking nice. Let's flip them around. Come on. Watch out for the deer. Oh, don't tell me it was that easy to fix. That is like painful, man. I mean, I'll be super happy, but that was painful. Oh, this. I'm gonna hold out judgment. That was a lot of work to find that one bug. Yeah, that was a lot of work.
Oh.
Hey, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna call that one done. Crash a few more times because I don't trust it. But I will take that. Okay, so I've got a question for you guys. After a crash, do you just hop up like that and keep moving, or should there be a little boost to like get you going after a crash? mean, if I want to be nice to the players, I kind of feel like it needs like a boost. But then on the other side, I don't want to make it where there's some way you can kind of like nerf it where you just basically crash all the time. Then somehow it like gives you a boost. All right, I think I'm gonna call that as complete. Let me clean up some of this code because, man, what a mess. That was hard. It made me want to cry. And it was just that one stinking line of code. How terrible is that? All right. I know I had debugs all over the place. Let's see if I can find these debugs and get rid of them. I don't even know what that did. I'm gonna leave it. I don't know what color magenta is either, so whatever. Update progress if past next blind point. Okay, this is like a locker thing. I might need that later, so I'm gonna leave that there. I think the rest of this is all good. Yep. Okay, gonna leave that. Let's see if I had any debugs in here. Looks like I was messing with something right around here. Oh, I don't see anything. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, I know what that's doing. That's all good. Right, that one looks good. Last one is this player controller. I don't think anything's even using this. Let's see. Yeah, this is an area we certainly don't need to keep. Change board direction. Don't need any of that stuff. Don't need to rotate that. Okay. Let's change this back. And I had put this in earlier. Let me change it back. I was wanting to know the direction to the finish line. Direction to the finish line. And I don't know if I need that. It says the board up vector was like, obviously it's up, so. I could see this one being useful, the lock target. Yeah, I might need that one later. I'm gonna put that one like that. And I see some more green up here. What was up here? Oh, some debugs that we don't need anymore. Don't need this. I'm just gonna remove it because dumb butt will uncomment it later. All right, let me check for some debugs real quick. This is not doing anything, so I can comment this out entirely. Don't need an extra if statement. Yeah, during DreamHack, this one right here. This was brutal for everyone. Can't land while you're performing a trick. Who knew, right? Almost done. Want to just do a little bit of cleanup. All right, we're good. I believe we are good. All right, so that one's done. I want to take a quick look at what happens when you reset in the trees. Let's see. I'll show you guys what I mean. So through testing, people would get stuck in the trees, and that would be very frustrating. So I just added a button to say, hey, you're in the trees, just hit reset. I know SSX had that. If you fell in the river or something, it would just put you back onto the trail. So I think I've got that going, but when I tried it earlier today, it would actually like put you on the trail, but at the next waypoint, so you could actually just like reset yourself the whole way down. I think my controller's not working yet. There we go. I think it's working. I think the thing I have to deal with is the camera. I don't think the camera is going to reset correctly. Yeah. So it does put you back at the previous waypoint. I can just sit and make him in this limbo, but as you can see, the camera is doing some crazy weird thing like, oh, where'd you go? Let me go back and find you. So there needs to be some kind of messaging to the camera to go back. Let's see. What do I even want to do with that? Got the camera follow script. That would be the right place for it. Let's see. Da-da-da-da-da. You know what I really want to do is I want, whether you go out of bounds, like you go too far out of bounds, or if you hit the reset button like that, that a portal kind of opens up, sucks you in, moves you to the right place, and then launches you. So it's almost like have the camera follow that direction of the portal, and then follows you as you fall out of the portal. That's just gonna be a lot longer than what I can do for this stream, which I may hold off for the next stream because that would be really cool. I want to do that. Let me just see if I can do a quick and dirty camera jump when they get teleported though. What do I want to call this? We got camera follow, the state, it's almost like a camera reset. I don't know if I want to call that though. Set target, set position. Yeah, we could definitely set the position. What did it do today? Late update. Da, 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 da. Yeah, all this is being done to like make it smooth, make it control smoothly. What would happen if I put fixed up follow recover state here? And this is saying if it's not the spin, it's not the crash, it's not the storm, it's just regular, do all this, else that. And that's just gonna make it quick and jerky. All right, let me give that a shot. I just want to see if this does what I think it does. This is the problem when you write code over the period of like several years. You're like, what the hell does this do? Is it a recover state? Do I even have a recover state? Oh. Oh. Let's see. Do I have a recover state? I have a crash state. Ooh, yeah, I do. Recover state right there. That will work. All right, let's see what that does. Oh man, I forgot to minimize this so you guys can see. Basically, I've got all this code here, this code block. I just added this last line to say, hey, if it's not in the recover state, do all the normal follow, smoothing, and all that stuff with the camera. However, if it is in the recover state, just jump to the location that you need to go to. Let's see what happens. Going so slow. So slow. Oh, I want to go back. I want to go back. See, it's just not right. It's like so jerky. I think the distance may be right, but it's not. Is it? I don't know. It's not smooth at all. It's like mind bending, mind altering. Hold on. Let's see if I can. Just trying to catch it. Like, boom, boom. It's like almost right. It's just that flip back. And I almost feel like it's still a cheat because you get invincible when you use the reset. And you get pushed back, so I guess it's okay. But if somebody's throwing dynamite at you, you just reset. Yeah, you miss me. You miss me. Alright, I gotta make that camera smoother. But I think that's it for this stream. Thank you all for watching. Take it easy. Have a good one. Have a great weekend.